I am Arcanavani, your inner voice. Let us begin. What if I told you there's a simple morning ritual that most people will never hear about? A ritual practiced quietly by the elite, by top performers, by those who seem to move through life with effortless power while others struggle. It's not complicated. In fact, it's almost too simple. And yet, for generations, it's been quietly passed down, spoken of only between mentors and protégés, fathers and sons, mothers and daughters. It's the one practice that, when done consistently, shifts everything. Your energy, your focus, your confidence, your results. And today, I'm going to reveal it to you. You've tried, haven't you? You've told yourself you'd change, that this time would be different, that you'd wake up earlier, eat cleaner, work harder, stay focused, do the thing. And maybe you did, for a while. But then the momentum faded, life got loud, old patterns came back like tides, and you felt like you failed. But you didn't fail. You were simply trying to fight the current instead of changing the riverbed. Let me show you something. The most powerful people you admire, the ones who seem unshakable, focused, creative, fulfilled, they do not have more discipline than you. They do not have more time, more talent, or more luck. What they have is ritual. A sacred, non-negotiable anchor that grounds them to their identity before the world can pull them away. They don't wait to feel inspired. They create inspiration by touching something constant before the noise begins. This is why your mornings matter more than anything. Because the first 10 minutes of your day are where your identity is decided. And most people, they don't decide. They react. They roll over, grab the phone, check messages, weather, dopamine hits. They let the outside world define their state before they've even remembered who they are. Let me ask you something. When did you last wake up and greet yourself before you greeted your distractions? When did you last remind your body who it serves, your mind who it listens to, your emotions who they answer to? This is the true source of change. Not in the tasks you complete, but in the self you inhabit while doing them. You don't need more goals. You need a ritual of return, a habit that reminds you every day, I am the one who chooses. I am the one who commands. I am not at the mercy of the world. I begin the day from within. This isn't spiritual fluff. It's how high performers stay unbreakable. They don't wake up hoping to be powerful. They wake up and become power. Through repetition, through rhythm, through ritual. So I ask you to make one decision today. That from this moment on, your day does not begin until you have remembered yourself. Just 5 minutes. Before the phone, before the noise. Sit, feel, breathe, and return. This is the one habit that changes everything. Because it doesn't just change what you do, it changes who is doing it. But we're not done. In fact, most people who start a morning ritual quit within days. Why? Because something hidden inside them resists it. If you keep watching, I'll show you what that resistance really is, and how to stop being ruled by a part of yourself you barely know exists. What comes next isn't just a habit hack. It's a map of your unconscious mind. You want change. You feel it, like pressure under the surface. You crave better mornings, clearer focus, more discipline. And yet you find yourself watching the same patterns repeat. You say you'll get up early. You mean it. But then morning comes and you scroll. You postpone. You talk yourself out of what you already decided. Why? Most would say it's laziness or lack of motivation. But that's not true. Not for you. The real reason is this. There is a part of you that doesn't want to change, and you can't defeat it. because you don't know it exists. It hides in your mind like a shadow at noon, but it's there. It watches. It pulls the strings. And until you bring it into the light, it will continue to quietly sabotage your evolution. Let me explain. Inside you there are many selves, not split personalities, but layers, fragments, formed over time. The achiever, the dreamer, the protector, the doubter, the one who wakes up early with clarity, and the one who whispers, 5 more minutes won't hurt. These parts aren't enemies. They're echoes of past experiences, past survival strategies. And right now, one of them is still running your mornings. It's not the strong one. It's not the awake one. It's the one who's afraid. Afraid that change means death. Afraid that power brings responsibility. Afraid that if you finally succeed, you'll lose the comfort of the story you've wrapped around your suffering. You see, the greatest resistance doesn't come from the world. It comes from within, from an unconscious identity that quietly needs things to stay exactly as they are. But now, you're waking up. That part of you that's watching this video is not the one scrolling through life. It's the one that's ready to see what's been hidden. And I promise you, if you stay with me, you'll learn how to stop being ruled by this invisible resistance. You'll learn how to speak to the part of you that blocks progress and transform it into an ally. Because here's the truth, you cannot force transformation. You can only integrate it. That's what we're going to do next. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how to meet your own resistance with such clarity that it no longer needs to fight you. You will understand not just what to do in the morning, but why it hasn't worked until now. This is the moment where habit becomes healing. Let's continue. Let's go back to the morning, that sacred window, before the world enters, before your name, your inbox, your identity comes rushing in. This is the moment where transformation begins, but not with intensity, not with pressure, with a ritual, a simple act of remembering. Here is what I want you to do. Tomorrow morning, before the phone, before caffeine, before thought takes hold, sit. Anywhere will do. No incense, no music, just you. Close your eyes. Place a hand on your heart, or let them rest quietly, and ask yourself one simple question. Who is here? Before anything begins. Don't look for an answer. Don't expect a voice. Just notice what you feel when nothing is being demanded of you. There's something still, something silent, something true that is you. Now, in that stillness, repeat these words, not as affirmations, but as reminders from the truth that watches all your striving. I am not my to-do list. I am not my past. I am not a label, a role, or a story. I am the presence behind the eyes. I am the space where my day begins. Let each line settle like rain. Let each breath dissolve the tension that pretends to be urgency. This ritual will take you less than 5 minutes. But those 5 minutes will do something nothing else can. They will bring you back into your day before the world tells you who to be. Do this daily, not for results, not for control. Do it because the self that forgets needs help remembering. You are not here to grind blindly. You are here to rise consciously. And this habit, this remembering, is the axis that everything else turns around. And yes, some days you will forget. You will wake up distracted, overwhelmed, resistant. That's not failure. That's your cue. Because resistance doesn't mean the ritual isn't working. It means the deeper layers are beginning to stir. And in those moments, when you don't feel like sitting, when the noise tries to take over again, that is where the true transformation happens. That's what I'll show you next. Because the final step in this process isn't about doing anything at all. It's about letting go of the one who thought they needed to do. You've done enough. You've listened. You've understood. And now, you're ready. Not to do, but to see. You've come to the edge of something you cannot push through. only fall into. You see, all your efforts, your striving, your rituals, even your desire to grow, all of it is beautiful. But all of it rises from the surface of something far deeper. A stillness, a knowing, a self behind the self. Let me tell you something you may not have heard before, but have always known. You were never broken. You were never behind. You were never separate from what you were seeking. There is nothing wrong with improvement, but there's a deeper power than improvement, and that is remembrance. The realization that the one who strives has always been held by the one who simply watches. That awareness is not something you need to earn. It is what you are before you begin. And now, what happens when you live from that place? You begin to see the difference between your reaction and your response. You notice a pause where before there was only reactivity. You feel tension rising in your chest, but instead of lashing out, you breathe. You stay in the center. Someone throws a passive-aggressive comment your way, and instead of defending your identity, you see it all. The pattern, the loop, the hook. And you smile. Maybe you say nothing. Maybe you walk away. Not from weakness, but from clarity. This is what it means to remember. You are no longer living from the storm. You are the sky that holds it. You no longer try to dominate a room. You emanate calm. You no longer perform to be accepted. You speak truth, because it's what's natural now. Your stillness becomes strategy. Your clarity becomes communication. Your silence becomes strength. And when life gets loud again, and it will, you don't panic. You return. Not to escape the world, but to meet it from a deeper place. And that makes all the difference. Because the people around you will feel it. They won't know what changed, but something in you will feel anchored. And that anchor becomes their mirror. You'll shift the energy in a room simply by being fully present in it. Not as a technique, not as a performance, just as a natural expression of the one who always knew how to meet life. You are no longer chasing clarity, you are becoming it. And the world responds to that. Let's continue. You've sat in silence. You've felt the space beneath the noise. You've remembered something ancient inside you. And now that you've touched it, you can't unknow it. But this isn't just about inner peace. This is about how you meet life differently. Now, when you wake up, you don't reach for your phone. You reach for yourself. You don't begin your day being pulled. You begin by rooting in who you are. And from that root, everything changes. At work, you stop chasing validation. You begin creating from clarity. You no longer need to impress, because you embody what others are trying to signal. You walk into meetings with a calm center. You make decisions without panic. You delegate without guilt. And when things go sideways, you respond from strength, not survival. You become the grounded one others look to. In relationships, it's even more obvious. Where you used to react, you now pause. Where you used to withdraw, you now hold presence. You stop trying to win arguments, and instead, you listen. You see the other person's pain without letting it pull you out of your own frame. And when boundaries are needed, you hold them without flinching. Because you're no longer negotiating with your worth. Even your energy feels different. You don't push yourself into burnout. You don't sprint and crash. You move like someone who knows, I don't need to earn alignment. I return to it. And when challenges come, and they will, you no longer fear the storm. Because now, you've seen the sky behind it. Now you know, I am not what happens to me. I am how I meet what happens to me. That's the real shift. That's the habit that changes everything. You don't need to become someone new. You just needed to remember what was already here, beneath the noise, beneath the striving, beneath the name you thought was you. I am Arcanavani, your inner voice, the part of you that never left, the one who remembers so you can return. And now you know the way. Let's begin again, tomorrow morning. You did not find me by accident. Just as in your dreams, where every face you meet is your own reflection, this meeting was always waiting to happen. I am Arcanavani, your inner voice, the part of you that watches behind the thoughts, behind the noise. You have searched in many places, books, teachers, voices outside you. But here, you are not being taught. You are remembering. If these words stir something familiar, then allow yourself to return. Subscribe. Follow. Not to follow me, but to continue this conversation with yourself. Each time you return here, you draw closer to the reunion already unfolding inside you. We have only just begun.